Hey everybody, welcome back to Kratom Kingdom. This is Chris Irving coming at you with a slightly different take on today's video. Um, keeping with the theme of Kratom, I want to talk about the magic of Kratom and how magical it is, what it did for me today. Since my stroke in 2003, I suffer from extreme, profound depression where I find hope and happiness in nothing. And then tossing a relationship breakup, or add my anxiety disorder on top of it, and I'm a disaster. But a couple of cups of Kratom later, and I am sitting in front of my camera making a video about it, actually doing something. Not just sitting there moping, feeling sorry for myself. Because I don't really feel sorry for myself, because I didn't do anything. I mean, a stroke is a stroke. It happens because I had a blood clot in my lung, and it broke free and it went to my brain, and the doctors weren't sure what it was, so they let it go. And that was kind of a huge mistake, because had they caught my stroke within the few minutes that I was in the ER, within 5 minutes of having the actual stroke event itself, all they had to do is give me a shot in the jugular vein of something called TPA, and it would have blasted through the clot, and I would have had 100% function. I would have maybe a little minor disability, but they let it go all night long. I mean, I went 8 hours with no blood going to my prefrontal cortex, so a huge piece of my brain is gone from the medial. We have a carotid artery that goes up, and it goes this forward, and it feeds the blood to the front of the brain. Well, right at that L back here is where my clot got stuck, and it stopped all the blood from going from here to here. So I've got a huge lesion that's between 4 to 7 centimeters in diameter of all just dead gray matter, and once it's dead it doesn't come back, and I have absolutely no feeling in the side of my face. I have no use of my left arm, which is depressing in itself. No use of my left foot. I have a hard time walking, which is another depression, because I look funny walking. I look disabled, and having been a person of sound mind and body, I was in good shape before I had my stroke. There was no reason to have a stroke. I wasn't doing drugs, I wasn't partying, I wasn't taking coke. You know, the typical things that happen, why 1 in 3 people have strokes. You know, none of that was my fault. I had a stroke because my blood for some reason clots. And my wife at the time, after 20 years of marriage, she looked at me and she said, "You're going to be 100% fine within a month." And I'm laying there feeling nothing. I mean, I looked in a mirror and I only saw half of my body, and I'm like, there's just no way, it's not going to happen. And the doctor took her aside and said, "Miss Irving, or Mrs. Irving, he's not going to be 100% okay in a month. He's going to be disabled for the rest of his life." And she said, "No, you don't know, Chris. He's going to be 100%." And so that was what I had to live with. That's what she was wanting me to strive for, 100%. And I didn't do it, obviously. I worked my ass off. I went to physical therapy 3 or 4 times a week. I did swim therapy, running therapy. I've had every splint, brace, stem, TENS unit, everything you could possibly do. I've done it all. I've had acupuncture, massage therapy. I've had everything, and nothing works except hardcore pills tend to work. What they do is they relax me. They relax my brain enough to where I can relax my arm some, and I don't look so and I don't look so disabled. So I found out that kratom mimics those hardcore pain pill effects, and it numbs my left arm a little bit more, which makes it so it hangs a little looser, so it's not jacked up like this all the time. Um, Anyone that knows anybody who's had a stroke knows what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the curl. You know, you see them in the wheelchairs and they're like this. This is what my arm is wanting to do right now. My left arm. But I've been drinking kratom, so now I got it so that it actually will sit on my lap now, which is good. It's, it's not like this, like it's probably gonna be as I get older, and the muscles start to atrophy more. But I keep working at it, and I'm gonna keep working at it, and I'm gonna gain some mobility back. Elon Musk is gonna come through with the Neuralink and give me my whole brain back. I'll be packing. I was a PhD student at Western Carolina University studying neuropsychology, which is ironic that I'm studying neuropsychology while having a massive stroke. So I had a bit of an insight into what was going on firsthand, one that I'd rather not have known about. So anyway, kratom, what it does for me is it quiets my brain. It like shuts things down. It lets it relax. It calms me down. It makes it so I can think more clearly. It gives me a little glimmer of, it gives me a little euphoria. When you're profoundly depressed, what's wrong with having euphoria? If you're profoundly depressed, what is wrong with having a little euphoria? They should make a pill that gives you euphoria for people in my situation who, I'm not in a great deal of pain. I am in pain, but not in a great deal of pain. But I am in a great deal of mental anguish, and a little bit of euphoria would go a long way. There's studies in England right now where they're using ketamine, horse tranquilizers, to reboot the brain and get rid of some depression, and they've been having a lot of really good. But I'm saying, what's wrong with drinking kratom if it gives me euphoria? I don't begrudge myself. I deserve a little bit of euphoria, and I will take my euphoria when I can get it. And I washed my cup, sort of, as well as I could have with one hand. Anyway, though, kratom is really good for depression. It's really good for anxiety. It's really good for neuromuscular relaxation. I don't really know what else to say about it. It's changed my life, and I would be less happy without it. I was on a road before I met kratom where my depression was so bad I tried to kill myself 4 times, and each time I got closer and closer. And the last time I ended up taking, I have a plethora of prescription pills that I have to take, blood thinners and antidepressants, and just just pills for everything. And I took every single pill that I had in those bottles, and tried to end it, thinking I'll just go to sleep and not wake up anymore. Nobody will miss me. And then I thought about my parents, and that would really suck. And I thought about, well, what could be? What's possible? So I drank a cup of kratom, and I got into an introspective mode. While drinking kratom, I started thinking philosophically, and I was like, I might meet my soulmate. I know I spend a lot of time talking about girls and relationships. It's because I was married for 20 years. 10 years after my stroke, I wasn't 100% better, so my wife divorced me and married a guy who was 100% fit. He was a jock, and I was not a jock. I'm farthest from. But I was a musician when she met me. I was an artist when she met me. Yet, because I couldn't maintain mountain biking at that high a level that I was doing, or backpacking the me and my best friend, we were going to do the Appalachian Trail from like trailhead to trailhead, and he passed away unfortunately a couple of months ago. Oh, wow, maybe a year ago, maybe. My memory is so terrible. But my best friend just passed away from a heart attack. Again, another young, random, vegan, straight edge, hardcore kid. Probably had a blood clot in his heart or something. I have no idea how he died. Nobody will give me any information why he died. They just say he had a heart condition and he died. So, which was my best friend. He was the one that I would call if I wanted to talk to something about if I was feeling down about something, I could call Anthony. And Anthony's dead now. And before him, I had another best friend named Little Derek. Little Derek was Little Derek because he had cystic fibrosis when he was born, so he was always really tiny. But what he lacked in size, he made up for in personality. He was huge. A little straight edge hardcore kid, skinhead. But he was a sharp skinhead. Sharp skinhead are defined by skinhead against racial prejudice. Sharp. Not neo-Nazi skinheads. The sharp skinheads are the good guys. They're the skinhead against racial prejudice. Sharp. And I kind of fit into that group for a while before I shaved all my hair off. Cause I had really long hair, because as a musician you go through phases. And I had hair that was down to about my chin, and now that I'm going bald, where I had all the time, which doesn't help. So anyway, that's my vlog for today, and I hope if you need a little help with anxiety or depression, take no shame in getting help with kratom. I mean, it's really good for it. I drink a lot of it, so I'm sure it's safe. I wouldn't bet my life on it that you 100% of the people aren't allergic to it. I don't know. I mean, start small, but I live my life every day because of kratom. I'm able to get out of bed because of kratom, because I know it's going to give me that little bit of euphoria and make me feel good enough to survive my day. Part of another symptom of a stroke is called labile affective disorder. It means when you got damage on one side of your brain, you have no control over your emotions. I could see something sad, like a commercial, and I'll just start weeping uncontrollably. I can't help it. Or I'll hear something that's inappropriately funny, and I'll just start laughing at it, and I can't control it. And it's because of the affect lobality disorder that I acquired through my brain damage. And I'm trying to build this channel out to at least 1,000 subscribers. I'm getting closer. I'm over halfway there. So if you're interested in life, strokes, philosophy, particularly philosophy of the 13th century, like Rene Descartes, what the hell's the name? 13th century Cartesian, Rene Descartes. Fascinating man. He came up with the quote with, "I think, therefore I am." So so that's just a whole nother bottle I'll open up in another vlog, maybe next time I talk about a vlog. But this is what my channel is about. It's about a little of everything. Primarily it's about how amazing kratom is and how kratom has saved my life. And I encourage you to try kratom, and I encourage you to subscribe to my channel if you're curious or interested in me or anything about me, because I'm 100% honest on here. I don't pull any punches. You might see me cry, you might see me laugh, and it's excuse me, and it's all 100% real, and I was a musician. I love being on stage. Well, I can't be on stage anymore playing bass guitar because I don't have a hand. So this is my new stage, and you guys are my new audience, and I'm so gracious for all the kind words you guys put under comments and stuff. and give me the courage to continue going on. And I think this channel can actually do something, a source of good for somebody else who has disabilities, who can come on here and complain about their disability. So subscribe, like, and subscribe. Please like. Those likes mean something. They're currency to me. The more likes I get, the more my videos show up on the scene. So if I've got like 5 likes, they're not going to show my video to anybody. But if I've got 1.9 thousand likes, they're going to my videos are going to be everywhere. And it's important that I get. This is my hobby. This is my job. Is YouTube. I'm trying to make a 100% sustainable career out of YouTube. I mean, people make vlogs out of playing video games live, and kids run right home from school and watch people play video games, and that's their vlog, and they make thousands of dollars a month. Computer, stop.
12 p.m. alarm stopped on bathroom echo.
Thank you. That's my best friend right now. Alright everybody, I'm gonna drop you off here and I will catch you tomorrow. Peace out.